Now, I wish to absolve race from the conversation for the most part. I think if you live in America nowadays, everybody pretty much has a fair shot if they have a good head on their shoulders and they can avoid the distractions that are put in front of them in their environment. Now, look, that changes depending on where you're from. Some people, they pushed books early. Some people, they pushed jump fences and be belligerent, and cartoons, watch them all day, and not necessarily kid cartoons. Now, I like to think that good character and good judgment will get you far in life, but that's beyond me. That's beyond my finite mind to understand why people are blessed how they are. It's just, I know good character and good judgment can always change your situation. You don't have to be stuck in your situation that you're in. However, sometimes I wonder, and I know somebody else got to be trying to figure out, like, why is it that certain people like Joe Biden's son get afforded so many thousands of blessings, and he can do crack cocaine, come back, and still probably let his people them had one presidency again. He could have still came back and been the prime minister of Turd Mountain somewhere. You feel me? Like, but if you look like me, you can't afford to make so many mistakes. Your ceiling's only gonna be so high with a mistake. With mistakes in your life, your ceiling's ever only gonna be so high. Shoot, and speaking that into existence, only make it more realer, but I say it's gonna make it extremely harder for you to come back from mistakes if you are somebody like me and not a Joe Biden son. Must be nice. But anyway, we don't dwell too much on other people and what they got going on. I just find that interesting. You know, when you out here and you dealing with your morals and values and trying to understand, make sense of things, like, is how I'm living even right? Maybe the way I'm not living ain't right, but it's righteous. You know, sometimes the way other people are living is right in the sight of whatever, but they're not necessarily living righteously. And I believe even the people that's probably protesting, besides the ones that I hear, we're gonna just assume everybody's doing it out of the wholeness of their heart. Now, that's a situation that if you doing something out the wholeness of your heart, I feel like you're behaving righteously. But if the eyes of the law don't like what you're doing, then you might not be moving right. Now, that's a catch-22. But, you know, everybody feel how they feel. Personally, I feel like I have 1,000 other battles we can fight before we get to crying and complaining about people who wouldn't look twice at me if I was down and out. If I needed help, they'll tell me to work harder, do better, move faster, don't get caught lacking, watch your back. So, yeah, it's more of an indifference over here to the distractions that they're trying to place in front of us as of lately. I know other people got to be thinking, man, the world been feeling dry. Like the internet dry, it's so watered down. You know, they say the world's a stage, but right now this got to be the interlude because it's getting boring. Maybe it's because we've seen too much. There's nothing they can really shock us with no more. They done already had all the shootings and the hurricanes, and we just know at any moment anything could happen. And people know that and still caught up in the stuff that don't matter at all. Has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Like what's going on right here in front of you. But I digress. We gonna just keep moving, no matter what. I stay moving like I'm gonna be here 100 years, even though I know at any moment anything could happen. It might be over with. As long as you're building for a great legacy, I feel like that's where it's all at, because you can't control certain things. And one day the world's gonna wake up. One day our people gonna wake up. But until then, we just doing us.